Have you ever felt this strange pain inside you? You know you were meant for something bigger. You can feel it. You imagine a better life, more respect, more freedom, more peace. But when it's time to act, you pause, you wait, you whisper to yourself, tomorrow. If you have ever felt ambitious but lazy at the same time, this story is not entertainment for you. It is a mirror. In a quiet village surrounded by green fields and slow-moving clouds, there lived a young man named Amir. Amir was not weak. He was not unlucky. He was not stupid. In fact, everyone believed Amir had potential. At night, when the village grew silent, Amir would lie on his bed staring at the ceiling, imagining a future where his land was full of golden crops, where people respected his name, where his life finally felt meaningful. During the day, he talked about these dreams. "I will become the most successful farmer here," he told his friends confidently. "My land will shine. People will come to me for advice." People nodded. Some smiled. Some admired his confidence. But every morning when the sun rose, something strange happened. Other farmers walked to their fields with tired but determined faces. Amir turned in his bed and pulled the blanket a little higher. "I'll start tomorrow," he said calmly. "There's still time." Days passed like this, then weeks, then months. Amir's field remained empty. The soil was rich, the land was ready, but nothing grew. Not because the land was bad, but because Amir never showed up. One evening, as the sky turned orange and the air cooled down, Amir sat outside his house, talking about success again. But this time, someone was listening silently. It was his uncle, an old farmer, a man whose hands were rough, whose back was bent, but whose eyes were sharp with experience. The uncle looked at Amir's empty field for a long moment. Then he spoke softly. "Amir, you talk about golden crops, but tell me, why is your land still empty?" Amir laughed lightly. "Uncle, don't worry, I will start tomorrow. When I do, everything will change." The old man didn't argue. He didn't scold. He simply nodded, as if he had heard this tomorrow many times before. He reached into his pocket, and what he pulled out next was something that would quietly decide Amir's future. That night, Amir believed he was holding hope in his hands, but he had no idea one small choice was about to expose the real enemy of his life. That night, Amir couldn't sleep. The question his uncle asked kept echoing in his mind. Why is your land still empty? The next morning, before the sun fully rose, his uncle returned. He didn't come with anger. He didn't come with advice. He came with 2 small cloth bags. Without saying much, he placed them in Amir's hands. "These are not ordinary seeds," the old man said calmly. "They are powerful." Amir looked confused. "The first seed," his uncle continued, "is the seed of ambition. If you plant it and care for it every day, it will grow slowly, but one day it will give you fruit, shade, and respect." Then he pointed to the second bag. "This one is the seed of laziness. It grows fast. You don't need to work hard for it, but once it spreads, it destroys everything around it." Amir smiled. "That's easy," he said confidently. "I will plant the ambition seed." His uncle didn't smile back. "Remember," he said quietly, "seeds don't grow from intention. They grow from daily care." Amir nodded, but inside his mind, nothing had changed. That afternoon, he placed both bags on a shelf and went to rest. "I'll plant them tomorrow," he told himself. Tomorrow came, then another tomorrow. Days passed. Out of boredom one morning, Amir finally went to the field. Without much thought, he planted both seeds. "Let's see what happens," he said lazily. "I'll take care of them later." And then he forgot about them. Life continued as usual, sleeping late, talking big, doing nothing. Weeks passed. One afternoon, Amir walked to the field for no special reason. What he saw made his heart drop. The laziness seed had grown wild. Thick weeds covered the soil, spreading fast, choking the land. And the ambition seed? It was there, small, weak, almost dying. Amir stood frozen. At that moment, his uncle appeared behind him. "This," his uncle said softly, "is your life." Amir opened his mouth to speak, but no words came out, because deep down, he already knew the truth. As Amir stared at the dying seed, he realized something terrifying. Laziness doesn't wait for permission, and it never comes alone. Amir slowly bent down and touched the soil. The weeds were thick and sharp. They had wrapped themselves around the land, stealing space, air, and life. His uncle knelt beside him. "Amir," he said gently, "ambition is fragile in the beginning. It needs effort, patience, and discipline. If you don't feed it daily, it becomes weak." Then he pulled one of the weeds from the ground. "But laziness," he continued, "laziness doesn't need your attention. It grows on its own. It spreads while you sleep, and one day it owns everything." Amir felt a tight pain in his chest. All his dreams, the golden crops, the respect, the future he imagined, they were dying silently. "But I wanted to succeed," Amir whispered. "I dreamed about it every day." The old man looked at him. "Dreaming feels good," he said. "That's the trap. Your mind mistakes imagination for achievement. You feel proud before you've earned anything. So when it's time to work, the fire is already gone." Amir lowered his head. Every time he talked about success, he felt successful without doing the work. That night, Amir didn't sleep. He lay awake thinking about the mornings he wasted, the strength he ignored, the time he kept promising to use tomorrow. A question rose inside him, heavy and unavoidable. What if tomorrow never comes? Before the sun rose, Amir stood up. For the first time, he didn't wait for motivation. He walked to the field. He grabbed the weeds with his bare hands and started pulling. The work was brutal. The soil was hard. The weeds cut his skin. His back ached. More than once, he wanted to stop, but something had changed. Each weed he pulled out felt like reclaiming a piece of his life. When the sun finally rose, Amir was covered in dirt, sweat, and blood. But the field, for the first time, was breathing again. He knelt down and gently watered the ambition seed. A small act, a quiet beginning. And yet, Amir had no idea how hard the real test would be. That morning felt like victory, but real change doesn't come from one good day. It comes from what happens when no one is watching. The first few days felt powerful. Amir woke up before sunrise. He went to the field. He pulled weeds. He watered the seed. His body hurt, but his heart felt lighter. For the first time in years, he felt like a man moving forward. But something strange happened after a week. No one noticed. The village stayed the same. No praise, no encouragement. No one said, "We are proud of you." Amir began to feel uneasy. Before, when he talked about his dreams, people listened, they smiled, they admired his confidence. Now, he was working in silence. One evening, as he wiped sweat from his face, a thought crossed his mind. What's the point if no one sees this? The next morning, the alarm rang. Amir stared at the ceiling. His body whispered, "You worked hard yesterday. Rest today." His mind added, "One day won't matter." He closed his eyes. For a moment, the old Amir almost returned. But then he remembered the dying seed. He got up. Day after day, the routine continued. Some days the seed grew a little, other days it looked the same. There were no rewards, no excitement, just repetition. This was the part nobody talks about. The stage where dreams feel boring, where effort feels invisible, where quitting feels logical. One afternoon, Amir's friends passed by the field. They laughed, they joked. "Still working here?" one of them said laughingly. "You used to talk about success. Now you're just quiet." The words stung. That night, Amir sat alone, questioning himself. Was this even worth it? As he sat there, his uncle appeared again. He didn't ask questions, he simply watched Amir work. After a long silence,
He said, "Most people don't fail because they are lazy. They fail because they need applause." Amir looked up. "When no one claps," the old man continued, "they stop. But real growth happens in silence." Amir said nothing. He returned to the field the next morning, this time not to feel motivated, but because it was necessary. And slowly, something began to change, not in the field, inside him. Amir thought silence was his enemy, but he was about to discover it was the reason his life was finally transforming. Weeks turned into months. Amir stopped counting days. He stopped waiting for results. He simply showed up. Every morning he worked the land. Every evening he rested with honest exhaustion. The seed didn't grow fast, but it grew strong. One morning, Amir noticed something small, a deeper green, a thicker stem, roots that held the soil firmly. For the first time, he smiled without forcing it, not because someone praised him, but because he knew. As the seasons changed, the plant became a tree. It gave shade, it gave fruit, it gave proof. People began to notice, not his words, his work. Villagers passed his field more slowly now. Some stopped, some asked questions. "When did this happen? How did you do it?" Amir answered simply, "I started showing up." His uncle visited one afternoon. He stood under the tree, resting his hand on the trunk. "You chose the harder seed," he said quietly, "but the only one that lasts." Amir looked at his hands. They were rough now, scarred, strong. Hands that once dreamed, now built. From that day on, Amir's life followed a different rule. He didn't chase motivation. He didn't wait for tomorrow. He didn't announce his plans. He worked slowly. His land prospered. His confidence grew. His name earned respect, not from promises, but from consistency. And the strangest thing of all, the more he acted, the quieter his mind became. No anxiety, no rush, no excuses, just direction. Amir had defeated laziness, but the real lesson wasn't about farming. It was about the two seeds still living inside you. Amir's story didn't end with wealth. It ended with clarity, because the real field was never the land. It was his life. And now, quietly, this story turns toward you. Inside you, right now, there are also two seeds. One is ambition. It's the voice that tells you you were meant for more. The other is laziness. It sounds softer. It says, rest today, start tomorrow. Ambition asks for effort every day, even when no one notices, even when progress is invisible. Laziness asks for nothing. That's why it grows faster. Every time you delay, you water it. Every time you choose comfort over action, it spreads. And one day, if you're not careful, you wake up surrounded by weeds and call it bad luck. But Amir learned something important. You don't change your life in one dramatic moment. You change it the morning you get up without motivation and still do the work. You don't need to feel ready. You need to start. Pull one weed today. Water one small seed today. That's enough. Because discipline is not loud. It doesn't announce itself. It works quietly until results speak for it. So the next time you feel ambitious but lazy, remember Amir's field. Ask yourself one honest question. Which seed did I feed today? If this story stayed with you, if it made you pause, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, you don't need a perfect day to begin. You only need to stop waiting for tomorrow. That's how real change starts.